必要として愛しいなら執着を見せつけておかしいのだからなく好きになるいけるとこまでいけばいいよ迷い込んだ心ならだんだん見とけている優しさなんて感じる暇などないくらいに繰り返したのはあの夢じゃなくて紛れもない現実の私たちくれてから戻れないと知るそれでいいの誰よりも大切なあなた夜明けが来ると不安で泣いてしまう私に大丈夫とささやいたあなたも泣いていたの抱き寄せてほしい確かめてほしい間違いなどないんだと思わせてキスをして塗り替えてほしい味覚の時計に用意して溺れたい引き寄せてマグネットのようにたとえいつか離れても巡り合うくれていて戻れなくていいそれでいいの誰よりも大切なあなたといる直前の35秒間は振られた意味を考えて終わる感情結束目が誕生日の翌日には気づけば追い込まれたくってるわれる関係誰はそれ全く知らないちょうど俺と去ってくってでもまだ無ちょうど日頃ぐね日頃ぐねおさらにほんとにさっさで僕ら
Alright, hello everybody. Welcome to a separate stream of Finn's Onward event. Right now there's a match going on in the main stream between Cheese Pizza and we've hired this still to stare at you, but we're casting a different one. It's gonna be is this the right one? Yeah, I guess so. It's Meep7 versus Team 11. This is alright. Okay, yeah, I'm a bit confused because I signed up for a different one, but yeah. Different team from what I saw, but yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory. Seems like I need to pull up a different set of stats, but yeah, it's gonna be pretty exciting either way. I think we've got a few of the players in lobby, not all of them though. Oh, well, the captains are in at least. It's just me, or can we just not see Dice's messages? Well, whatever the case is. Oh, nope, we can't see it. Dice did roll higher, and he chooses to pick first, which means ban second. That seems to be the preferred strategy, because banning second, you get information on what your opponents want to play, and if your opponents happen to ban what you don't want to play, then it's good for you. In this tournament, I think it matters a bit less though, because there's going to be modes where some teams are clearly better and some teams are clearly worse. I don't know how true that is for this specific case. So alright, let's Meep7. God, they are a pretty strong catch team. Yeah, pretty strong is underselling it a little bit. They are a very strong catch team. They have Gilbert and Yeri Fion being both very competent. And the standard, for some reason Yeri Fion's good at No Mod 1 and not the rest in particular. But it seems like they're more on the Mania side of things. So those are the two modes to look out for from them, Catch and Mania. Meanwhile for Team 11, looking up right now, they are a very competent standard team. They've got Dice and Gilgamesh as their two frontrunners for standard, and besides that, they are solid on Mania, solid on Taiko, a bit lacking in the catch department. So I assume most of their preferred modes for the two teams are going to be catch and standard respectively. Then the main battlegrounds are going to be happening on Taiko and Mania probably. Taiko maybe Team 11's a bit more favored, Mania Team 7 a bit more favored, or Meep7. It's going to be quite close on the end of things, but yeah, as expected, standard and Mania being banned, okay. Not the CTB ban that I was expecting it to be, but maybe the map pool for CTB being a bit easier is a big contributor. Yeah, that threw me for a loop a little bit. I was really expecting Team 11 to ban CTB, but it seems like they're more concerned about the Mania. And I mean, fair enough, because Mania is less dependent on the combo and all that. And yeah, it seems like maybe Meep7 a bit stronger on that, and they're gonna be able to act a little bit better. It's gonna give them the advantage, makes it a bit more clear cut. I respect the decision. It makes sense. Alright. Seems like something happened. Do we know what map they picked? Oh. Okay, it is just a song that's playing. It's going to be Standard DT, 6 Trillion Years and Overnight Story. I thought it was a bait, but nope, it is just the map they are playing. Solid start from both teams, all of them holding on to FCs, but looking like Dice and Gilgamesh holding on to a little bit better of a combo. Dice especially with the double S right now. But very respectable accuracies from Jaden and Arathion right now. But looking at the gap in terms of the accuracy, Gilgamesh and Dice, they seem a lot more confident than Jaden and Arathion. And their confidence is going to get a little bit of a boost as they see that they are ahead by quite a bit here. 72,000 points gap, even with full combos intact all across the board. The score lead is now going on 100,000 here. It's about to become a bit more difficult to surmount. Meep7 falling behind a little bit here. A refrain right here, right before the big section. Gonna be a bit slower. And the build up. Now the big diff spike. This is where people usually drop the most accuracy, but it seems like everybody's doing a pretty good job of maintaining that. It's not gonna matter. Even with FCs all across the board, the superior accuracy from Gilgamesh and Dice is going to win them the round. It's pretty expected that they do win this pick. But Jaden and Fion, both of them actually put up really strong scores as well. They'd be beating out quite a lot of other teams with this kind of scores, but Team 11, they are just super good on the standard maps. So it makes sense that this would be their pick. It definitely looks very strong from them. Alright. So Team 11, they do get their first pick as expected. Nothing too crazy. I see Meep7 gonna go over to TTB, but maybe they may see the Mania being banned from Team 11. They might think that they could have a bit better of a chance there. I do note that they did ban the 7 key in particular, so maybe just not as confident on 7 key as they are 4 key. Yep, the players discussing combo scoring. But yeah, just to give everybody who isn't super clear on that a rundown, it is the combo score cap starts at 200 for CTB, 400 for Taiko and Mania, and it's unlimited for standard. It's basically just however much combo there is in the map itself. That is what they're discussing in the chat right now, but yeah. But yeah, it is over to the CTB for them. Yeah, I'm gonna be choosing the DT map in particular. But this is more the way I was expecting it to go. I thought that Team 11 would have banned the CTB map, but since they didn't, Meep 7 is going to be taking advantage of that. They're going over to the CTB. Right, looks like we have teams in. Oh, Gilbert, Fion. No, Gilbert's on Team 11. What? No, he is on Team 7. I just wasn't clear on that. Okay, no, I got my two teams mixed up. Okay, never mind, all clear. You've got Gilbert and Fion for Meep 7, and we've got Chimchar and Tanakito for Team 11. But yeah, this is the map pick that I expected Team 11 to ban, and yeah, since they didn't ban it, Meep 7's first pick. Because this one depends on your... It does depend quite a bit on your comfort on CTB. But also on the DT mod in CTB itself also, because CTB DT, it makes your plate move 1.5 times as fast to match the speed of the song. So if you aren't super used to that, it can cause some issues. And Tanakito already finding a few drops in the beginning. In a sense, your platter becomes a little bit slippery. That's how people would describe it. But yeah, because of that, it becomes a little bit harder to control. Control not being too much of a factor for this map, but ooh, Fion finding a miss. While Tanakito continues to hold. Nevermind, trades it back. So Meep 7 gonna have a solid lead from here on. It is going to be Gilbert and Chimchar matching each other, where the tiny movements for each of those patterns, like the little taps, it is made just a little bit more challenging on DT. Gilbert and Chimchar, they seem to be pretty confident on it. Tanakito and Fion also matching each other, but the early drops from Tanakito are going to make the difference, but Chimchar is going to be finding a miss, traded out by Fion. So it is still under control. Chimchar misses again, and that gives a little bit of an advantage to Meep 7 now. Gonna be able to extend the lead a little bit. Chimchar yet again finding a miss. Just falling apart at the ending here. If they want to close this out, you're gonna have to see a substantial amount of misses from both Gilbert and Fion, but I don't think that's gonna be happening. Gilbert looking super comfortable on this so far. Fion as well. Recovering nicely. Oh, but doesn't find the adjustment, but it was traded out by Tanakito a little bit earlier. Right now, the only one with a full combo is Gilbert, and he's doing a really good job of holding on to that. Tanakito missing again. That's gonna be putting the lead firmly into Meep 7's hands. Chimchar with a miss at the end. That is going to solidify it. Meep 7 with a nice FC from Gilbert are going to be taking their own pick as well. It's a pretty good map so far. Pretty good match. Oh, we've got a bit of UI stuff. Oh, we're back. Alright. Alright. Now's the interesting part, because they don't have their comfort picks anymore. Team 11, see what they pick. Probably gonna be the Tycho, since they did ban out the Mania, and they do have a bit of a disadvantage for catch. If I were them, probably be maybe the Tycho no more to test the waters a little bit. Either that or they just want to come out the gate swinging. Tycho DT. Oh no, it's going to be Catch HD. That's very different from what I expected. I guess they're feeling confident. CTB players guess there's something about this map that they feel good about. Shimchar and Tanakito, I'm not sure. I think we're gonna have to check the specific map stats for this. Right. Tanakito? Yeah, had a pretty good score in this. Shimchar also not bad. It's 950k and 860k respectively. Let's see what Gilbert's scored. Gilbert. Wait, has he played this map? Oh, he did. 959k, and for Fion, 802k. Oh, yeah. Seems like Team 11 actually is slightly better on this map, but it's by a really small margin. It's about 50k. And that doesn't sound like a small margin when the map itself happens, but from just a historical data point, it's within the margin of error. And Shimchar finds a miss on one of the first few patterns that Loe are going to be tripping him up a little bit. Tanakito as well, just moving a little bit too early off of the patterns. And Shimchar finding a miss again. And this is what I mean when I say that it's within the margin of error. This few misses at the start. Meanwhile, Fion and Gilbert both gonna be holding on to FCs pretty nicely. That already puts them into quite a big lead. And just those two misses already forms an over 50k lead. 50k, it means a lot more in certain modes. In catch, not so much. It is significant, but not to the point where it's unassailable. Gilbert and Fion both holding on pretty nicely here. Everybody seems to be reading the map pretty comfortably out of the opening section, when there was a little bit of tricky reading to be done from the low AR. Plus the fact that it wasn't the key eye, so you couldn't see the notes. But Shimchar is going to be finding another miss. Now their hopes of recovery is going to be dashed by quite a bit. That score gap is going to be increasing to 110,000. Fion and Gilbert still holding strong. Both of them, they're keeping their FCs. And Tanakito, he missed a bit earlier, but he's still hot on their heels. Shimchar just hasn't quite recovered from that miss earlier on. But Fion's gonna be finding a miss. At the ending, maybe it's not gonna matter as much, but if Gilbert finds a miss here, it becomes a lot more doable. Is he gonna find a miss though, is the question. Right now he looks super confident on catch, and I don't think he is gonna be finding any misses right now. Just the final patterns to end the map off. Fion misses again, but it's not gonna matter. Gilbert with the double S. Gonna close this one out for Meep 7. Huge scores for Meep 7 in order to take this map from their opponent. Gilbert putting up a double S, and Fion a 950k, beating his previous week's score by 150,000. It's really impressive performances from them. And Team 11, even though this pick was backed up by the stats, but it didn't work for them. Meep 7, they're able to take this in a bit of an upset, actually. Now, they do get their pick. And those Mania maps starting to look pretty tempting. They look like they have red written all over them. I'm thinking they're probably gonna go for the hybrid map because that is usually tougher. this case, I think it is the hardest map in the Mania pool, if I'm not wrong. So they probably want to pick that first. Nothing is happening in the chat, so no word of it yet. I do expect the hybrid to be the pick though. Alright. Seems like there's a bit of a... maybe a bit of miscommunication between the player and the ref, but pick eventually comes out, Taiko Hard Rock. Maybe a little bit of a surprise, but not bad of a pick. Both teams are actually very solid on Taiko. I think they're pretty evenly matched, but I think in this case Meep7 probably just has a better second player. So maybe Taiko a bit stronger for them. The Hard Rock map especially though is gonna be a test of their... gonna be a bigger test of skill expression. Just higher scroll rate, it's faster reading, higher accuracy as well. I'm looking at the stats right now. Wait, have they not played this map? Yeah, I don't think they've played this map. So this is going to be quite interesting. Yeah, Meep7 don't have a score on this map. On the other hand, Team 11 do have some scores that were pretty solid. It's nothing to scoff at for sure, but maybe not the strongest scores. They do have dice to pull up the team score though, so that is going to be doing quite a bit of the heavy lifting. Chimchar with a decently solid supporting score. But with Meep7 picking this, they probably saw the scores and they knew that they had some sort of advantage on that map, so deciding to pick into it. So this is going to be quite interesting. First time Meep7 shows their scores on this one. Was there an early miss from Dice? Seems to be a bit behind on the combo. I think there was. So Meep7 already starting with a little bit of a head start with the miss from Dice, but nothing that accuracy can't make up for. But Chimchar is going to be finding the miss, and it's going to be a bit more significant because it's in the middle of the map. So yep, as players start to build up their combo, Chimchar is going to be set back by quite a bit. Ilgiz and Fion both putting up pretty high accuracy FC so far, and it looks like they're holding strong. It seems like they're doing really well. Dice is building that combo back up with a very nice accuracy to boot, but Fion matching it and just putting up even better accuracy. So Dice doing his best to try and match Fion here. His accuracy is increasing as the map goes on. But the problem is Chimchar did find yet another miss. And the accuracy isn't looking too great either. The score could be not bad, but right now Milky's looking super solid on this map as well, so Chimchar are gonna have to step up a little bit. Either that or we're gonna have to see a big drop from Milky's, but Chimchar's the one to find the drop. Ooh, and misreading the pattern. Hard Rock will do that to you. And it seems like Chimchar's really feeling the effects of it right now. Scores rapidly dropping as the map progresses, and yep, does manage to hit those 3-note patterns. But it seems like the 5-note only patterns on Hard Rock a little bit too much for him on the KI. And that is going to give the map to Meep7. A lot stronger of a team score than I expected. Milky's and Fion, super good on this map, it appears. And yeah, an over 2 million team score on this map is ridiculous to say the least. And that'd be tough to beat by any standards. Meep7, they do lock down yet another map pick of theirs. And now they have consolidated the one map advantage that was given to them by Team 11 earlier. Okay, here's getting a bit confused about this, so let me just say it out now. You cannot pick the same mode twice in a row. So if you pick standard, for example, any standard map, and your opponent picks something, it goes back to you. You cannot pick a standard map on the next one. So let's say you pick Tycho, and then it goes back and forth. Yeah, again, it's your turn. You can pick standard again. I think that one's pretty explanatory. What you can double pick though is mods, so you can play no mod standard, and then after Tycho, no mod Tycho, and then after that no mod catch. So there's nothing restricting the mods that you play, just the modes. Because if it's restricting the mods as well, it caused some very weird situations where your opponent could kind of restrict you on what you can pick. So yep, not doing that. Maybe in other tourneys where there's only one mode being played, but for multiple modes, it's a little bit difficult to implement. It's too much restriction. But it looks like because of that, they are going to be going into the other hidden map on standard. Is going to be standard hidden being picked out. Another classic song. So alright, there we go, that's the actual song. Alright, we're in the map. Whoa, Gilbert? Is that real? Okay, those seem like real misses. Gilbert seems to be misreading quite a bit. Yeah, I guess those are real misses. Gilbert starts the map very far behind at 50% accuracy. A little bit lower than that, but yeah, it seems like standard hidden is not his strong suit. Meanwhile, Dice and Gilgamesh, they are dominating on this map right now. The double S for Gilgamesh, 99.4% for Dice. Ooh, drops a little bit there, but rather inconsequential. ERA Fion also putting up a solid score. Dice gonna be finding a drop, but Gilbert is there to match, I guess. Just seems like a little bit out of Gilbert's comfort zone here, the standard. hidden mod. Yeah, the hidden reading skill for standard, I guess, just not there for Gilbert. Stronger on the other mods, but hidden just not quite as good. So we do see FCs from Gilgamesh and Fion, and Dice with the 600k, unfortunately, because he missed in the middle. But yeah, Gilbert not strong on this map. Meep 7 showing quite a weakness on the standard mode. But yeah, I think we did know by now that standard was going to be where Team 11 would be favored on. I just didn't expect them to be that favored. I think one big thing is that Jaden just isn't here. I don't see Jaden, and Jaden is the best player for standard on Meep 7, and he just doesn't appear to be in the match. So yeah, we are dealing with another missing player situation. If Jaden was in for that map, maybe would have been a bit closer. With the combined efforts of Fion and Jaden, they would have taken that map, I think, because I think Jaden's a very strong standard player. And we did see Fion FC, so would have swung the other way, but I guess the Team 11 knew that Jaden wasn't present, so they just decided to pick into the current weakness. Alright. We are going to be seeing a catch map this time. This is the Hard Rock map. Players asking for 3 mods so that they can enable HD. But yeah, CTB Hard Rock gonna be quite a bit in favor of Meep 7. I think this is the mode that they are most comfortable on, the mode they are most confident to beat Team 11 on. So it would be a pretty solid map for them. Question is whether Team 11 can keep up. We are on AR10, so if you're not so comfortable on CTB, this could be that could exacerbate the skill diff a little bit. Right now, Chimcha and Tanakito, they are keeping up quite a bit. Some of the bigger jumps in this map also pretty easy to miss, just by virtue of the circles being smaller, but oh, and Chimcha and Tanakito both missed the memory jump. I think that one's an edge jump, so a little bit more difficult to catch, the positioning being very important. Gilbert and ERA Fion both being able to get that. Tanakito and Chimcha gonna be unfortunately finding a miss on that one, and Tanakito gonna be missing again actually, so while building up the recovery, not able to get to the 200 combo mark. ERA Fion and Chimcha and Tanakito, all of them find misses, but Gilbert's still holding strong. This is probably the best CTB player out of these two teams, so it is just another day in the office for Gilbert as he continues to rack up that score advantage with the double S. Tanakito finding another miss alongside Chimchar. Fion built up this combo already. He's back at the combo scoring limit. Right now, Gilbert and Fion, they look like they can do no wrong. Tanakito and Chimchar, they're trying to catch up, but Chimchar with yet another miss a little bit late on that jump. Tanakito as well going to be following that up, and it's looking pretty much signed, sealed, and delivered. It's going to be Meep 7 for this map. Can probably phone it in now. Oh, but Gilbert and Fion gonna be missing right at the end. Not that it matters, the score gap's already 360,000, but a little bit shocking to see. Tough jump, I guess. Alright, there it is. A little bit of an unfortunate break there towards the end for both players, Gilbert and Fion, but it is not going to make a difference. 900k on Fion and Gilbert, 700k for Chimchar and Tanakito. It is going to be quite a significant difference between these two teams on the CTB. That does net Meep7 their 4th point in this match. Now they're just 2 away from winning. Meanwhile, Team 11, it is going to be a bit of a question what they pick here, because previously what they went for, it was the catch map. I'm not sure if they do want to pick into CTB again. I was thinking from the very beginning that they'd be picking into the Mania for their second picks. And there it is. Mania does come out. They do notice that they don't really have an even playing field on the CTB, so decides to go into Mania now. We are going to be seeing Rice. There's going to be Burning Star, mapped by egg scores. Who funnily enough is also a multi-mode player. He's currently playing. We just talked to him on Discord. He is actually playing in the Catch Academy tournament. So yeah, a man of many talents, and he's also mapped for. He's also mapped for every single mode except for CTB, which is how he ended up in the Catch Academy tournament in the first place. Just a little bit of a tidbit of information for you. But yeah, he's mapped Standard, Taiko, and Mania. So very cool. But back to the game. This one's gonna be a bit of a jump stream map, if I remember correctly. It's not gonna be too tough on the stamina side of things. It's 175 BPM at 3.7 stars. But it should still give the players a bit of an accuracy challenge. And that is pretty much what's gonna come down to how much can you maintain, what kind of ratio can you maintain as you continue the map. I do expect this to be probably the closest mode between these two teams. Stats wise, they are the most evenly matched on this mode, so this is going to be very interesting to watch. For Team 11, I do think this is their best shot at winning a second mode. So right now they've only picked up wins on Standard. Oh, is the... Gilbert is gone. Nope, he's back. And he missed in the beginning. Yep, looks like he missed in the beginning. Alright. Right, so Gilbert with the early misses. Gonna be putting him a little bit behind the other players at the beginning. But his accuracy seems to be pretty strong, 99.8%. Oh, we have panic buttoned. Are we going to be seeing Gilbert come back? Seems like Gilbert is missing. He's definitely still in the lobby though, so I think we're just gonna have to see. But right now, Fion putting up a strong score, roughly matching Dice in terms of the accuracy. I guess the main challenge will come down to if Gilbert can match Chimchar's score. We are not gonna know because we can't really see his screen. But Chimchar right now, 99.84%. It's looking real tough if Gilbert were to do that. Gilbert is their best. Gilbert is their best Mania player overall, though. As far as I know, Fion does beat him out on the Rice, but his Rice score is still pretty solid, and he did better in Long Note and Hybrid. So maybe Maybe as a better overall player, he's better in the accuracy. Not sure. Maybe it's a release accuracy. It could be anything. But right now, Dice is dropping below Fion's axe, so there is a chance that Meep 7 do take this if Gilbert does have better act. If Gilbert's act is roughly matching Fion's or maybe a little bit above that. That is what Meep 7 requires out of this. We don't know what exactly happens here, but right now Team 11, they are maintaining very high accuracies. I think if they're able to maintain something like this, they probably win the map. And Chimchar looking very crispy on the act, 99.8%. It's very impressive, and Dice doing well to keep up with Fion. Just a little bit of a funny perception. It's gonna be ooh, this 1-200 from Chimchar. Very close to the V1 double S. It's the same for Dice and Fion though. Fion with 1 extra 200 over Dice, but also with the better ratio, so that is what made that accuracy diff there. FCs from all three players. If you do see an FC from Gilbert with a better... No, Gilbert just left the lobby actually. 992,231 was the score difference between these two teams. So if Gilbert gets higher than 992,231 points, Meep 7 do take this map. But that is an insanely difficult margin to get. Oh, so Gilbert got 989,000, so yeah, it is very, very close. 3,000 point margin between these two teams, but Team 11, they still take the map. Right, so solid scoring across the board. Just a Team 11 a little bit better on the act. Alright, looking towards Meep 7 for the next pick now. This is going to be very important for Team 11. Actually no, this is the... Wait, no, this is gonna be the off pick. It is gonna be Tycho. Alright. You do see Milky's and Gilgamesh come in. I assume Gilgamesh is gonna be replacing... Yeah, it's probably gonna be replacing Chimchar here. Dice is definitely staying in for Tycho. No, it looks like Chimchar staying in. Milky's and Fion coming in. And it's looking like this is going to be the final lineup. Alright. Fion's talking about this different flavor energy drinks. Like I say, I should probably just ask you guys what's your favorite energy drink. I don't drink energy drinks, so I guess I just gotta say like coffee. Technically counts, right? Right, seems like we're gonna be getting into the map really soon. But yep. You've got the Taiko no mode. Maybe a little bit easier than Hard Rock to read. But I do still favor Meep 7 on this, purely for the accuracy's sake. A little bit of tech though, to start it off. A few doubles here and there. Yep. The 1/3's a little bit trippy. We do see a few finishes being dropped here and there. But so far nothing too crazy, but Chimchar drops a miss as soon as I say that. It's no longer just the accuracy separating them, it is the miss with the inner Oni. A little bit of that being seen here when Chimchar drops a massive accuracy drop there. Right now, Dice gonna be matching Fion pretty exactly, but Chimchar falling behind the pack a little bit. Pretty solid on the accuracy, but unfortunately just unable to read the patterns quite at the level of the rest. A little bit of a slow section here. Oh, but misreads that as well. Right out of the Ki. The finishers not being hit on the side of Meep 7, but it's not gonna make a difference since Chimchar finds a few more misses. And at this point, yeah, seems like the comfort level on Chimchar not as high as on the side of Meep 7. Oh, misses right at the end of that long pattern. The stream's gonna be tripping him up a little bit. And yeah, it sucks when that happens. But yeah, the misreading is very, very tough on Chimchar right now. No clean misses either. He is going to be dropping a massive group every single time. Whether it's a big group though, or just a singular miss, I don't think it would have mattered. Dice also did drop a miss, so yeah, Meep 7 very firmly in the lead now. They are in the driver's seat. All they need to do is just hold on to their combos. Don't even have to have that good of accuracy now. But it looks like that's not going to be a consideration for them. 99.83% on ERA Fion, 98.61% for Milky's. Just incredible stuff from both of them. And Chimchar dropping yet another miss, it's not going to matter. The FCs on Milky's and Fion are just too strong now, and I think we are too far along the map for it to make any difference. Unless we see Fion and Milky's take their hands off the keyboard, I think they've got this this map locked and loaded for them. There it is. 1.9 million. 1.95 million. So, very, very strong from Meep7. Super scary scores to contend against. FCs from both Fion and Milky's. First time Milky's has FC this map apparently, but yeah, very, very strong scores from Milky's and Fion. Dice, even with the miss, actually did score a bit better than Milky's because of the accuracy, but yeah, Chimchar just not performing at the same level as the other three players in this lobby. Gonna be falling behind there. Because of that, Meep7 easily take this point without question. Alright, so that is it for Meep7's picks. Actually, no, they do have one more pick because they did take a break point of a Team 11. So this is Team 11's last pick. And they are going to be going over to the standard. That's going to complete the standard map pool. Everything banned or picked. Seems like a pretty slam dunk pick for them. They've been performing super good on the standard maps. And Meep7 showing a little bit of weakness because they don't have Jaden on. So, pretty straightforward for Team 11. The question is, what Meep7 are going to send in for this map? Looks like Milky's and Fion are going to be here. Yeah, not sure why Jaden just isn't in. So it's gonna be making Meep7's life a little bit harder on the standard maps. But all that really does, I guess, is just make their chances of winning the standards a little bit lower. Because they still have one more pick banked in. And I think that's gonna be a CTB map, so yeah, Meep7's future looking pretty bright right now, Team 11. This map should be a solid win for them. But after that, they have to figure out what to do because it is going to be Meep7's pick and they are on match point. So yeah, a bit dicey for Team 11. They're living on the edge. So but yeah, this map is going to be just a regular no mod one. It's as consistency as consistency gets. Good mix of bursts and aim. Well, I guess in that sense it's aim consistency, but I know this map is just super consistency. Oh, a little bit of a stream there, but Milky's is gonna be finding the drop there. That is going to be the beginning of the snowball from Team 11. Milky's finding yet another miss. And the accuracy also a little bit rough, 89%. Gilgamesh and Dice both doing very well so far. 99.7% on Gilgamesh is insane. Milky's missing again. And this map is also relatively easy for the skill level of these players, 5.3 stars. All they need to do is just not mess up and yeah, the big 1-2s, Gilgamesh and Dice both hit them flawlessly. Milky's and Fion as well, but Fiona Milky's a little bit more of a precarious situation because Milky's doesn't have the combo to back up that. And you can see Milky's maybe jumping to the circles just a little bit later than everybody else would. Yeah, just a little bit less confident on all of these patterns than the rest are. And yeah, that combo plus accuracy gap is going to just extend the lead even more. 99.2% on Dice, 99.7% on Gilgamesh. It's insane the kinds of accuracies they're putting up. Fion doing his best but unable to quite match that. I think at this point, the fate of this map is just pretty locked. A few more misses from Milky's. That is going to pretty much guarantee the fate of this map. Gilgamesh and Dice both above 800k now. That miss from Dice, rather sad, but it's not gonna change the... It's not going to change the outcome of this match. Right now, this map looking too good for Team 11 to lose. And it turns out that it is 1.8 million for them, as opposed to Meep 7's 1 million. Unfortunate that they didn't have Jaden this time. And yeah, with Jaden, I think they possibly win this. It's unclear though. But unfortunately, they just didn't have Jaden in there, so a little bit unfortunate on that end. But they don't have to grieve for too long because now it is their pick, and I think it's pretty clear what they're gonna be picking on. It's definitely not Mania. They don't have any standard maps, and they can't pick Taiko. They have exactly one map that they want to pick. Just show it to us. CTB no more. There it is. We are gonna be seeing Days by Fuki. This is a rain map, so as I like to say, the patterns are a bit more difficult because of the hyper dashes, and the jumps may be a bit more tough for the players that aren't as familiar with CTB. But yeah, Team 11 in a tough position here because their catch not up to the same standard that Meep 7's is, so it is going to pose a little bit of a challenge here. Maybe they feel more confident on the no mode, especially since it's lower difficulty than the qualifiers, but it doesn't change the fact that Meep 7 are going to be more comfortable on this map. And yeah, especially in terms of the consistency, Meep 7 probably are the more consistent team on CTB, so yeah, it's looking really tough. Team 11 have to win this map if they want to bring it to a tie. Alright, just getting into it. You can see what I mean, the cross map hyper dashes. A little bit of accuracy dropped early on. Then again, the droplets are worth pretty much nothing in CTB. The only time where it matters is if both teams FC. And if Team 11 are to win this, I don't think FCs from Fion and Gilbert are what we are going to be seeing. Basically, for Team 11 to win, they are going to be needing misses from both Gilbert and Fion, and not just misses. We're going to need frequent misses. But Chimcha is the one to find the first drop. Accuracy is there, but just unfortunately he misses the first bit of combo. So Fion and Gilbert both got to 200 combo mark. They are going to be able to build up a little bit of a score advantage. Chimcha misses again. It's looking a little bit tougher. Chimcha building up to the 200 combo mark now. And Tanakito still holding strong with the FC. But Gilbert and Fion are both doing the same pretty much. And Chimcha misses on the long streams. Gilbert does trade it out though, so that is a little bit of hope for Team 11. A few more of those from Gilbert and it's doable, but Chimcha misses again. And the hope is lost immediately. Chimcha just not as comfortable on these rain patterns as the other players are. A little bit of a flubbing from Gilbert there, but is going to recover nicely from it. Tanakito going to be finding the drop, and that is the FC for Team 11 gone. Chimcha finding yet another drop, and now it is looking very difficult for Team 11 to come back into this. Gonna need to see a huge miss from Meep7 if they are gonna come back into this. But the score is 148,000, the difference now. A quarter of the map to go. So we're gonna be needing to see them soon, but ERA, Fion and Gilbert just continue to hold. Chimcha finds another miss. We're gonna need to see a trade for that soon. The score gap just continues to widen. Tanakito matches Gilbert, but Chimcha just unable to perform up to the same level, and I think that is going to be it for Team 11. Meep7 on CTB. They are going to be closing this out. A final spinner to celebrate it. And 200,000 points, the difference. Gilbert and Fion close it out in dominant fashion. Meep7 are going to win this. Very surprising result considering that both of these teams were super evenly matched in my opinion. And honestly, I thought this was gonna go to a tie. But Meep7, they managed to pull out a victory. Alright, looks like it was a really close match, but in the end, Meep7, they are going to emerge the victors from this. GG, well played to both teams. And yeah, Meep7 looking just a little bit better today. Alright, so that is it for this match. Is there another match that is happening anytime soon? It is currently This is 16 UTC. There is nothing happening right now. But there is one more match in an hour that's gonna be streamed on the main channel. Do we have anything going on the main channel right now? Doesn't look like it. Yep. So it is just going to be that final match at 17 UTC between Absolute Bangaranga and What Is Bro Listening To. Very interesting names and probably a more interesting match. So do not miss it. Tune back in to the main channel Fame event at 17 UTC. That's going to be casted by Sonanator and Nathaniel. So, yep. Hope to see you guys there. And enjoy the matches. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.